Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. No, it isn't sponsored by anyone, just made that up. But look, it's got a bonnet back on. She looks like a proper car. How'd you like that? So I've been doing some fun jobs as I promised myself. Been doing some work on the interior as well. Door cards. Got the glove compartment back on. It's a bit brittle, so I won't touch it. Just don't touch it, it'll be fine. Down here I've got the little tray for keeping your smokes on. So you put your cigarettes down there, and then you can just easily reach over, pull the lighter out and burn part of the plastic with it and light your cigarette up, and then you've got your ashtray up here. The Lego is really ergonomic, isn't it? There's been a couple of upgrades to this. The first thing was it was falling to pieces, so I've coated it with, I don't know if you can see that, I've coated it with epoxy to stop it crumbling, and then painted it with black paint. So that's looking much nicer now. I've also added USB fast charger, very important for long trips. Just switch it on and off like that. That's pretty nice. And I've also got here a secret switch. So what does this do? Get the ignition on, and I press that. It's a override switch for the radiator fan. So if I'm sitting in traffic and watching that needle going up and up towards the red, and for some reason, because it's a really old car, the fan hasn't kicked in, I don't need to pray the fan will kick in. I can just reach down here and flick the switch, and hopefully she won't turn into a teapot. As you can see, we've still got some issues to deal with in the floor pan. There's a hole, and there's a couple of other small holes and weak points. Nothing you can put your hand through, but it needs to be sorted out. I tried to repair this over the winter, but it's not very satisfactory. I think I need to cut that whole section out by the looks of it. So there's some welding to do now that I've put off the interior back in. So I think now that I've done a few fun jobs and kind of made it look more like a car again, I think I'm ready to do a bit more proper work on this, starting with the floor pan. I've been using fluxcore welding since I first started learning to weld about this time last year, and it's fine and everything, but it is, like people say if you read about it on the internet, it is very messy. Not only does it give messy results, but the dust is incredible. It gets in your hair, you breathe it in even if you're wearing a mask, it's all over your clothes, it's just nasty stuff. So I've decided to upgrade my welding rig. I've finally got myself a bottle of gas and a regulator, and changed the wire, changed the polarity, and flipped this over to a proper MIG rig. So I think in this video I'll take the seats out and try and protect the interior as best I can, and just have a go at some of these holes in the floor pan, and have a play around with this, see what works, what doesn't, and yeah, let's fix some holes. So there are things we know that we don't know, and there are things that we don't know that we don't know that we know. And there's some holes, nothing dramatic. What I was trying to say before I was possessed by Donald Rumsfeld is that I know there's a hole there. Use our calibrated corrosion tester. Yes, that's a hole. So it's a small problem, shouldn't take much to fix. And I think under here there's... Oh, that's okay actually. I haven't looked under here. I was expecting it to be worse. Well, there's a bit there. See? All right, there's a bit there to do. Again, doesn't look too bad. So I tried to fix that before, but yeah, I was just trying to do it from the underside, and I think with floor pans it's best to do it from the inside. Same actually here. Oh, look, welding wire. But what I don't know is the state back here under this wiring loom. So I think I'm just going to take this back now and see, because I've had the impression when I was working on this, on the sill, that I could see daylight through this side. So underneath that lot is sus. Probably going to have to take the back seat out as well, which is just 4 bolts, not a big deal. This is 48-year-old duct tape. Oh, dust. What? Ugh. So nothing untoward along there, that all looks fine. So I'm going to take the back seat out and have a look in that corner now. You coming in, Fluffy? Chodź tu. Chodź tu. I've trained him to sniff out rust. Go find the rust, Fluffy. Go on. Go. Oh, there's a bit. That's just surface corrosion though. What a clever cat though. Up there? Maybe he just wants a better view. Find that corrosion, Fluffy. Go on. Say hello to all the viewers, all 93 of them. Okay. Ugh. Looks fine to me. Maybe I was just seeing things. Might be that there's some work to do further just down there on the inner sill, but I'll need to jack the car up to do that. Out of scope for this section. We just want to do this part, the bits of the floor pan we can do from above. Oh. Wow. Oh my god. Is that what Jennings Motorsports calls a rat nest? Ay, ay, ay. That's going in the bin. Yuck. Well, I didn't expect that. I thought that this car didn't have any more surprises left. But yeah, a mouse nest or something. You know, I had been wondering why there was surface corrosion here and around here, because I mean, if water was coming in, you'd expect it to be next to the door and it wouldn't just kind of hop over here and go and pool over there. But if there was, say, rodents pissing there, it's all going to come and collect in that exact area, isn't it? So I wonder if that's why we've got a bit of rust there. It was that mouse nest. Oh, that is crazy. I never spotted that before. Might also explain why it smells of wee when it gets hot. But look, I got a free fuse out of there. Shall we see if it works? Multimeter. Okay. Come on, baby. Oh, no, I can see. Yeah, it's already blown. Never mind. Another thought. I forgot about this corner, didn't I? And under here, there was also a suspicious amount of rusting. I'm just wondering if there's also another bit of rat nest under here somewhere, like behind the heater assembly. So I'm thinking, let's just take all that out and bite the bullet. Well, that's alright, there's nothing there. Right behind it. That also looks okay. There is some corrosion there, but I think that's where the hydraulics have leaked on the other side. Nothing there, so what about behind the heater matrix? Yeah, there's more rat nest behind there, so all this is coming out. I think I might just vacuum this out as well. And that's hopefully the end of the mouse situation, and I'll give that all a good wipe with brake cleaner or something strong when I've finished welding the floor pan. That's going to make a lot of mess anyway. Right, so I think I'll start with this small hole here. So I'm just going to clean it with the grinder and make sure it's not more extensive than it looks, and then just put a small patch on it, I guess, or a little plate, and fiddle around with this MIG welder and see how we can do that. Alright, can already see that's, yeah, it's a bit more than just one little hole, isn't it? So I'm going to just take my time and clean up around here and just see exactly what needs to be replaced. So I'm going to turn you off for a bit because you're getting in the way, sorry. Well, that escalated quickly. That was the little hole that was going to be a nice simple job, but it's extended quite a lot. So also on the inner sill here we've got a few holes to fill, and then around here and there also a few holes, but these seem to be quite isolated. These are just pinholes in the floor pan, so I can probably just get those welded over quite easily. Alright, so keep in mind this is an Allegro, and they're just not worth a lot of money. Even if it was concourse condition, it's not going to be worth a lot. And in Poland, the rule is once a vehicle goes back, before a vehicle goes back on the road, it has to pass an inspection. So it's like an MOT where they check for corrosion and structural integrity and all that kind of stuff. And if it fails, and then we have to fix it, no problem. So bearing that in mind, I'm not going to pull all this apart and kind of completely reconstruct the car. But what I'm going to do is put a plate roughly over there, and put a plate along here, and put a plate along there, and that'll stop you getting your feet wet. Also keep in mind she'll be living in this very dry centrally heated garage, so it's I just don't think it's worth going to town on something that's going to spend most of its life indoors, basically. Right, now MIG welding. This isn't going to be a how to MIG weld video, by the way, because I've never done it before. The only training I have is actually how to handle gas bottles. So the first thing we're going to do is secure the gas bottle so I don't kick it over. So just use a ratchet strap, I guess, and attach it to something heavy and unmovable. Alright, there we go. Not great, not terrible. It's going to be sort of that shape-ish. Sorry, I don't have a metal folding machine. Who cares? Right. Bent it the wrong way, haven't I? Or have I? No, I haven't. I just need to bend that bit, don't I? That, yeah, I need to bend that bit. I forgot about that. Okay. Oh yeah, it's quite a bonny wee thing. Right, set this bad boy up then. So make sure the regulator's closed. Open the main valve. Yep, and then flow rate should be about, according to Google, 5 to 7. According to some random on Google. So let's say 6. And then the polarity is the normal way around. So fluxcore, the gun is negative. But in MIG, the gun is positive, and negative is negative, so that's already less confusing. I'm sure that's a good enough connection. And then we'll flick it on. So I think we'll just stick some numbers in, maybe 80 for the feed rate and as low as possible for the power, maybe a bit high, 11. Then I guess we're going to want to purge the gas through. Oh yeah. Alright, let's just try one. Might get a bit flashy. I can even see it to aim it in the very bright sunlight that's behind me. Okay, shall we try it? Just about there. Ooh. Thirteen's pretty good. Seems to penetrate quite nicely, and there's no smoke or dust. I like it already. Very nice. Trouble is though, you're kind of in the way, so I'm going to move you out the car and just try and figure this out off camera. So much easier than fluxcore and so much neater and tidier. I mean, it doesn't look it right now, but it's big improvement, definitely worth the investment. Oh well, it's not ideal, but it's getting there. Not bad for my first MIG welding, I think. Nice and solid. Well, there's something of a breakthrough going on. Turned the camera off and just concentrated on what I was doing. First thing is, don't weld with direct sunlight overhead because you just can't see anything and you'll just boil your arse off. The second thing is, just bring the whole thing indoors, then you don't need to worry about the weather or the direct overhead sunlight. Then get the lighting right, so it's not triggering the automatic shade on your welding helmet. And once you're comfortable and you can see what you're doing, you can then figure out the correct settings on the welder and just figure out the technique generally. And so now I've got most of the rot caused by that rodent damage done. It's all patched up. There's just a little bit of thin, well, holy stuff here to patch over, and then this corner is done. Needs a bit of tidying up, but I'll do that some other time. there's really only one way to do good welding, and that's just to do bad welding over and over and over and over again until you gradually get better at it. But we're getting there. There's no more holes in that corner now. Needs a bit of tidying up with the grinder, but not today. And I think that that wraps it up for this video, because it's a lot easier to weld when no one's looking, even if it's just a GoPro that's looking. So I'm just going to carry on, and I'll have to do this bit next. And of course the back corner, there we go, a couple of holes there to sort out. Looks to be maybe a little bit more complicated there. We'll see. Anyway, we'll get there in the end. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.